Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We got highlights. Kinda. Let's relive the Texans Hall of Fame game against the Chicago Bears. Go through the highlights. The first time during the 2024 season in the locker room.
Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock. Localize every time. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah.
We got some highlights, baby. Some highlights to react to, kind of. Not as much as we would have anticipated because of the weather. I'm going to tell you why that might be a bigger deal than we're led to believe. It is the Locker Room, #1 source for Texans digital content. I'm Landry Locker. I'm on the scene at every practice. I'll be in Cleveland. It'll be interesting to see some things out there. We'll be broadcasting on the road. We'll also take you to the Hall of Fame, where Andre Johnson has been inducted. But we normally do the highlight reaction on Wednesday. Today, we're doing it on Sunday before I get on the plane. So let's just look at these. Not a lot. And quite frankly, even if it had been a complete game, some would argue that there aren't a lot of highlights. But we like to really go inside on this roster and see what exactly is going on at the bottom of the roster. And I do think there was some interesting developments. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. This is the best Texans coverage that you'll get. Let's go to the highlights. And I thought Joe Buck and Troy Aikman did a really good job of setting up the drama with this new kickoff. And they almost made it feel like it was the craziest thing in the world. I feel the excitement even without them, but I enjoyed the way in which they presented it, because I don't think every broadcaster would have been able to make it seem as big as they did, which leads me to the first question of the video. What is the best national broadcast? Do you think it's the Monday night crew? Do you think it's the Sunday night crew? Or do you think it's the Thursday? Because I think it's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I know in Houston, it's a sin at times to say that Joe Buck's good at his job. I think he's good at his job. But that would be my vote. Let me know what yours is. And let's watch the highlights. Hello, kickoff. Steven Sims back for this. This was going to be Sims' opportunity. If Sims is going to make any noise, it's going to be in the return game. Right there to the 26, which, by the way, was the starting field position, was the 26-yard line. Average starting field position on the kickoffs was the 26. So if you kick it out of the end zone, it's at the 30, ends up being the 26. Look at Joe and Troy. They need like 5 replays for just a normal nothing kickoff return. So your starters, you had Davis Mills out there, Xavier Hutchinson, Cade Stover, John Mechie, and Daria Gumbawale. These guys all showed a little bit of something. Minus Mechie. Mechie kind of had a quiet day, but all the guys, the guys that were on the field first, you saw some stuff from, including these guys up here, the offensive line, Juice Scruggs and Kenyon Green, who D'Amico Ryans went out of his way to praise when asked if anything stuck out, when Jonathan Alexander of the Chronicle asked him. So this is the 4th and 1. Daria Gumbawale moves the chains. They like him. I don't think Daria's going anywhere. There was speculation, are you upgrading? Who knows? But Daria Gumbawale. Then we go to 2nd and 2. Don't know what the hell this was supposed to be, but it wasn't good. Almost got Davis Mills killed. Now we're going to the 2nd and 6. Perhaps the most unlucky man in the world, Tegan Quitoriano, who avoided serious injury, but he's going to find his way into the end zone here. Whoop, fall down, boom, excited, welcome back from being injured, and then shortly after that, carted off because he got injured. Unfortunate for Tegan Quitoriano, not a serious injury. They might be able to stash him away, and we'll see what goes on. But Tegan Quitoriano with the moves here. A little bit later on, now we're still in the first quarter. Little play action. This was the play of the game from Davis Mills. It's had a lot of people excited. Look at this juke right here. He's about to find old Skoranek. A nice little pass kind of across the field. Skoranek, he's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if 26 makes this team. He's a scrappy dude, and he's out there quite often. Then Fairbairn, boom, 10-0. So if you were a degenerate and bet on the Texans -2, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. And Fairbairn's been kicking pretty well. The defense, it got criticized, but we really weren't seeing any starters on the defense. No one really out of the secondary line. Like it was borderline the third string defense. So I wouldn't freak out too much about that. Right across the middle, right there. This is going to be a teachable play for D'Amico Ryans right here. You see Kalen Bullock with the stick. Good job by the rookie out of USC. See that right there? Boom. You can't do any better than that. You force the fumble. Then you got to play through the whistle, young man. Look at 41 up here. He's looking to the sidelines. Look at the football. The football's still in the air. No whistle. You're yelling to the sidelines. You could have numbers. You run over here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 2 or 3. He's too busy celebrating. Ball squirts out right there by his right foot. Kalen Bullock, and the Bears recover, and that is as good as a catch because they get a fresh set of downs. So good stuff from Kalen Bullock and a rookie mistake. You want to have those teachable moments in the preseason. I'm sure D'Amico Ryans is going to talk to him, and he probably already has talked to him. You got to play through the whistle because he probably could have had the forced fumble and the fumble recovery had he stayed in the play instead of looking to the sidelines. Got a little run up the middle. Bullock with the tackle, though. That's what you want from the safety. So there you go. I mean, last line of defense right there. That was one of the critiques about him coming out of USC. You want the tackle. Brett Rippon, Troy Aikman was all over him. Colin Johnson just wide open. I wouldn't put too much into that. These are reserve guys. You won't see them on the field too much. But what the Bears did with Colin Johnson is kind of what I'd like to see with John Mechie. I would like to see the Texans in at some point play John Mechie in the first half and into the second half and basically say, you're going to be our go-to guy. We want to see what you got. Now, I don't know if they just think the roster spot is safe or what, but that would be what I would like to see. And that's what the Bears clearly did with Colin Johnson. That's not the last we'll hear of the former Texas Longhorn. It's a little bust right there. Boom. Not great. Bullock. Nothing you could really do about that. Colin Johnson feeling it. Now we got the Case Keenum show. Case Keenum. I don't know where Case ends up. I think eventually he ends up coaching. I think Davis Mills is by far the better backup. Seth Payne, shout out to Seth. He actually liked what he saw from Keenum better. I don't necessarily agree, but he's the 10-year NFL vet, and, you know, you can do with that what you will. So this is the Cam Akers show right here. It's going to get C.J. Stroud extra excited. Look at this open field. Cam Akers right there. This is perfect execution. This is exactly what you want. They've been struggling on screens, so it was good to see them get this going. A little spin move. Boom, move them chains, man. Achilles D's. Didn't even show CJ, though. Now we're going to get a little preseason Keenum action right there. Hutchinson, hell of a game by him. Got to think that, you know, at least the dialogue between, you know, who's going to make the squad has intensified. Watch Akers out of the backfield here. You got Hutchinson on the bottom. Keenum, boom, touchdown. Cam Akers, flip it. It's going to be really interesting, and it is a question. What's next for the Cam Akers show on the national stage, national-ish? I don't know how many people were watching the Hall of Fame game. Cam Akers, he looked good. I do wonder, as practice goes on, do we see Cam Akers perhaps getting first and second team reps? I think it's a possibility. I think they definitely need to get a closer look at that because he's moving pretty damn good. Now, he's going against backups, but that's really all he has. And, oh, by the way, he tore his both Achilles in like a 3-year stretch. So the Achilles surgery process has been completely taken to a new level. Look at that. Boom. Go in. Go out. Boom. Kickoff again. We got to show the kickoff highlights, of course. D'Amico didn't seem to be the biggest fan of this. Well, when I asked him right there, we're right there about the 28-29. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? That's what the Texans will have to be asking right there, 26-27. Bears with the ball again. Look, you can't. There's Colin Johnson. Now, I was impressed with D'Amico in this situation. Later on, we're going to see D'Amico challenge. But if you score with a minute left, you can't allow it to get this easy. And then there you go, touchdown. Get off me, boom. Celebrate. Okay. Getting a little bit interesting. Just right up the middle. It's too easy. Can't have that. Lonnie Johnson with the hit as he went into the end zone. More of the same. Phillips. I don't know what they think of Phillips. He's been getting a lot of reps. I don't know how they feel about him. Number 22. And then a little bit more ripping, little dump off. God, it always feels like tight ends. I know it's just preseason, but Jamal Hill is struggling in coverage. You see 56 out there. I mean, that's a former safety. Can't really have that. Lonnie Johnson down. He ends up walking off under his own power. But Jamal Hill is supposed to be a safety linebacker. You gotta be on the scene a little bit more than that. He kind of looked a little bit lost. And then Colin Johnson again, Chris Boyd. Longhorn on Longhorn crime right there. Chris Boyd versus Colin Johnson. And there you have it. Boom. Just work right there. Whew. Man, ooh. That ain't good. Hook 'em, I guess, anyways. Then we're getting close to the weather delay. We got Beck in. Case Keenum chilling on the side with Mills. Beck with a nice little toss. There's Sims. Sims getting excited. Pointing, and then we get the field goal. Missed. Miami's been pretty consistent from the 50 range. 58's deep in the rain, although he did kick 160 in the rain a few days ago. Then we're going to get the rain. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are going to act like this isn't going to get canceled. They're going to send us to Ryan Clark and SVP, and that's a wrap. And that's the highlights that we got. The first highlight reaction of the year when it involving the Houston Texans. The rain out, you might not think it's a big deal. I kind of think it is for a team that needs to evaluate running back depth, because I think you kind of have those reps evened out. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, you're getting a heavy dose because you're obviously not throwing as much. You're getting a heavy dose. So I'm not saying to like completely throw stuff off. The running back picture, with the exception of Akers and how much more close of a look they give him, it's pretty much set in stone. But you do want to get a look at these guys. You want to get a look at Jordan. You want to get a look at Brooks. But that did not happen for D'Amico and them. This has been the Hall of Fame highlight reaction. With me, I'm Landry Locker. This is the Locker Room. Not a lot, kind of the lightest one. This is a little touch in the water, a little toe in the water type of reaction. We got the Steelers, though, this Friday. We probably will see some more starters, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with Cam Akers when practice resumes Monday in Cleveland. I will be there. I will take you there with me. Be sure to subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Thanks for watching highlights with me.
Yeah, we top two and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days. Opinions to give. We got takeaways.